Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're counting down the top 4 most valuable United Kingdom half-crown coins that every coin collector should know about. These incredible coins come from different years, feature different mint marks, and range from circulated to proof and high-grade conditions. Some are common pocket change finds, while others have become highly sought-after treasures worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. Whether you're a beginner collector or a seasoned numismatist, this list may help you discover a hidden gem in your own collection. Let's get started. First up, the United Kingdom half-crown 1957 in dirty or heavily circulated condition. Many people discover this old coin in inherited collections, forgotten jars, antique boxes, or estate sales and immediately wonder whether it could be worth serious money. While a dirty appearance often lowers a coin's grade, it does not automatically mean the coin has no value. Certain factors such as exceptional preservation beneath the dirt, unusual striking errors, or outstanding eye appeal after professional conservation can make even a worn example desirable to collectors. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating history of the 1957 half-crown, examine its unique design features, discuss how collectors evaluate dirty examples, and reveal the current auction market values in US dollars. If you're a coin collector or simply curious about old British coins, stay with us until the end because you may be surprised by what this historic coin can be worth. The United Kingdom half-crown has a long and distinguished history dating back to the reign of King Henry VIII in the 16th century. By 1957, the denomination had become a familiar part of everyday British commerce. The 1957 half-crown was struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, only a few years after her coronation. It was produced by the Royal Mint using a copper-nickel alloy, following the earlier transition away from silver coinage. This made the coin durable enough for daily circulation while maintaining an attractive appearance. The half-crown carried a face value of 2 shillings and 6 pence, equivalent to 1/8 of a pound before the United Kingdom adopted decimal currency in 1971. Millions of these coins circulated throughout Britain, passing through shops, markets, public transportation, and banks. Because they were heavily used, many surviving examples today show significant wear, scratches, stains, dirt, or environmental discoloration. These circulated coins tell the story of everyday life in post-war Britain and remain popular among collectors interested in British history. The obverse of the 1957 half-crown features the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by sculptor Mary Gillick. Around the portrait appears the Latin inscription identifying the Queen and her role as defender of the faith. This elegant portrait remains one of the most admired designs on British coinage. The reverse displays the magnificent royal shield surrounded by a detailed wreath, symbolizing the unity and heritage of the United Kingdom. The denomination, half-crown, and the date, 1957, are clearly displayed beneath the shield. Even in dirty condition, many of the design elements remain visible because the Royal Mint struck these coins with strong detail. The coin measures approximately 32 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 14.14 grams. Its copper-nickel composition makes it resistant to corrosion, although years of circulation often leave dark toning, dirt accumulation, scratches, and rim nicks. Collectors generally advise against harsh cleaning because improper cleaning can permanently reduce a coin's collector value. One of the most common questions asked by collectors is whether a dirty 1957 half-crown is rare. The answer depends on the specific coin. The standard 1957 half-crown was struck in large numbers, making ordinary circulated examples relatively common. Therefore, a dirty or heavily worn coin without any unusual characteristics is usually not considered rare. However, collector demand can increase significantly if the coin displays unusual qualities. Examples with striking errors, off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, or other minting varieties can attract substantial interest from specialists. Coins with attractive natural toning or hidden high-grade surfaces beneath accumulated dirt may also receive higher prices after professional evaluation. Collectors often enjoy assembling complete date sets of Queen Elizabeth II half-crowns, and affordable circulated examples help fill those collections. Even a dirty coin remains an authentic piece of British monetary history and continues to attract hobbyists worldwide. The value of a 1957 United Kingdom half-crown depends primarily on its condition, originality, and whether it possesses any rare mint errors or exceptional characteristics. A heavily circulated or dirty example typically sells for around $1 to $5. Coins with moderate wear but better overall detail often bring between $5 and $15. Attractive extremely fine examples can reach approximately $20 to $50, while brilliant uncirculated specimens commonly sell for $60 to $150, depending on quality and market demand. Exceptionally preserved examples certified by professional grading companies may sell for $200 to $500 or more at major auctions. If a rare mint error or an unusually high-grade specimen appears, auction prices can climb even higher, sometimes exceeding $1,000, although such examples are uncommon. Remember that a dirty appearance alone does not make a coin rare or valuable. Collectors pay premiums for originality, strong details, certified grades, and genuine minting errors rather than simple dirt or discoloration. If you own a 1957 half-crown, begin by examining both sides carefully under good lighting. Look for unusual features such as doubled lettering, striking errors, off-center designs, or other abnormalities. Weigh the coin and measure its diameter if possible to ensure it matches official specifications. Avoid cleaning the coin with chemicals, metal polish, or abrasive materials. Many collectors prefer original surfaces, even when they appear dirty, because improper cleaning can significantly reduce market value. Store the coin in a protective holder, archival flip, or coin capsule to prevent additional wear. If you believe your half-crown is an exceptional example or contains an unusual error, consider submitting it to a professional grading service for authentication and grading. Certified coins generally attract greater confidence from collector. Next up, E1953 United Kingdom half-crown in fine condition. At first glance, this coin may appear to be an ordinary old British coin, but many collectors are curious whether it has become rare and how much it can sell for at auction today. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating history of the 1953 half-crown, examine its beautiful design and unique features, discuss its rarity and collector demand, estimate its current market value in US dollars, and share useful collecting tips. If you enjoy learning about historic coins and discovering hidden values, stay with us until the end because this coin has an interesting story behind it. The 1953 United Kingdom half-crown was issued during the very first year of the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Following the death of King George VI in 1952, Elizabeth became queen, and 1953 marked her historic coronation year. Because of this, coins dated 1953 have a special place in British numismatic history. The half-crown had a face value of 2 shillings and 6 pence, equal to 1/8 of a pound before decimalization in 1971. These coins were struck by the Royal Mint using a copper-nickel alloy, replacing the earlier silver composition that had been discontinued years before. Although millions of half-crowns were produced for circulation, the 1953 issue remains especially popular because it represents the beginning of a new royal era. One of the most attractive features of the 1953 half-crown is its elegant design. The obverse displays the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II wearing a laurel wreath, designed by sculptor Mary Gillick. Around the portrait is the Latin inscription identifying Elizabeth as queen. On the reverse, the coin features the impressive royal coat of arms crowned at the top, surrounded by traditional heraldic symbols representing England, Scotland, and Ireland. The detailed shield, crown, and decorative elements make this one of the most admired British circulating coins of the 20th century. The coin measures approximately 32 millimeters in diameter, weighs about 14.14 grams, and is composed of copper-nickel, giving it a durable silver-colored appearance. Collectors often ask whether the 1953 half-crown is rare. The answer depends largely on its condition. Because millions of examples were struck for circulation, ordinary circulated pieces are not considered rare. However, many coins entered circulation immediately after issue and experienced years of everyday wear. As a result, coins that still retain sharp details, attractive surfaces, and minimal damage are much more desirable. A fine condition example still shows clear design elements despite moderate circulation wear and is popular among collectors building affordable British coin collections. While a fine condition coin is not extremely rare, demand increases significantly for pieces with original surfaces, attractive toning, and no major scratches, corrosion, or cleaning. Certified high-grade examples are considerably scarcer and often command much higher auction prices. The value of a 1953 United Kingdom half-crown depends on condition, eye appeal, and whether the coin has been professionally graded. A typical example in fine condition generally sells for around $3 to $10. Better preserved pieces in very fine or extremely fine condition often bring $15 to $40. Coins graded about uncirculated or mint state can sell for $60 to over $200, depending on quality and collector demand. Exceptional proof examples produced for collectors, especially those with certified high grades, have sold for several $100s at major auctions. Although most circulated 1953 half-crowns are affordable, premium quality specimens continue to attract competitive bidding because of their historical importance as the first half-crown of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. If you own a 1953 half-crown, examine it carefully before deciding its value. Look for strong details in the Queen's portrait, the royal coat of arms, and the lettering around the rim. Avoid cleaning the coin, as polishing or harsh cleaning can reduce its value significantly. Store the coin in a protective holder or archival quality flip to prevent scratches and environmental damage. If your coin appears unusually sharp with original mint luster, consider having it authenticated and graded by a respected third-party grading service. Collectors should also compare recent auction sales to understand current market trends, since prices can change depending on demand and the quality of individual examples. The 1953 United Kingdom half-crown is an important and historically significant coin that marks the beginning of Queen Elizabeth II's remarkable reign. Although most examples in fine condition are relatively affordable, they remain highly collectible because of their beautiful design, historical significance, and lasting popularity among British coin enthusiasts. While a typical fine-condition coin may only be worth a few dollars, exceptionally preserved or certified examples can achieve much stronger auction results. Every old coin has its own story, and careful examination could reveal a more valuable example than expected. Next up, the United Kingdom half-crown 1963 in very fine condition. At first glance, this coin may appear to be just another old British coin, but many collectors wonder whether it could be worth much more than its face value today. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating history behind the 1963 half-crown, examine its unique design and features, discuss its rarity, explain how condition affects collector demand, and reveal its current auction market value in US dollars. If you enjoy discovering hidden treasures and learning about valuable coins, make sure you stay with us until the very end. The half-crown was one of the most important coins in pre-decimal British currency. Worth 2 shillings and 6 pence, it served as a commonly used coin throughout the United Kingdom for generations. The 1963 half-crown was struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait appears on the front of the coin. By 1963, Britain was only a few years away from decimalization, which finally arrived in 1971. As a result, the 1963 issue belongs to the final chapter of the famous half-crown series. Millions of these coins were produced for circulation, making them common compared to earlier Victorian and Edwardian half-crowns. However, despite the relatively large mintage, many examples were heavily circulated over the decades. Finding a well-preserved coin with attractive detail has become increasingly difficult, and collectors are always interested in higher-quality surviving pieces. The obverse of the 1963 half-crown features the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Mary Gillick. The Queen is shown wearing a laurel wreath, giving the coin a timeless and elegant appearance. Around the portrait is the traditional Latin inscription identifying her as Queen. The reverse displays the impressive royal coat of arms designed by Edgar Fuller and Cecil Thomas. The shield is surrounded by detailed heraldic symbols representing England, Scotland, and Ireland. Even after decades, the reverse remains one of the most admired designs ever placed on a British circulation coin. The coin was struck in cupronickel, measuring approximately 32.3 millimeters in diameter and weighing about 14.14 grams. Unlike earlier silver half-crowns, the 1963 issue contains no precious metal, meaning its value comes almost entirely from collector demand rather than bullion content. In very fine condition, much of the original detail remains visible. The Queen's hair shows moderate wear but still retains significant definition, while the shield, crown, and heraldic elements remain clear and attractive. This level of preservation is considered desirable by many collectors seeking affordable yet attractive examples. Although the 1963 half-crown is not considered a rare-date coin, its popularity among British coin collectors keeps demand steady. Because millions entered circulation, worn examples are easy to find. However, coins that have survived in very fine, extremely fine, or uncirculated condition are much more appealing. Collectors assembling complete half-crown date sets often search for attractive 1963 examples to complete the final years of the series. Auction buyers also prefer coins with natural surfaces, strong detail, and no harsh cleaning. Even though the date itself is common, eye appeal and originality can significantly increase interest. It is important to remember that damage such as deep scratches, corrosion, cleaning marks, rim dents, or environmental staining can reduce collector demand. A damaged coin may still be collectible as a historical piece, but it generally sells for much less than a naturally preserved very fine example. One of the most common questions is, How much is a 1963 United Kingdom half-crown worth today? For a typical very fine example showing honest circulation where but no major damage, collectors generally pay around $3 to $10, depending on eye appeal and market demand. Coins graded extremely fine often sell for approximately $10 to $25. Beautiful uncirculated examples may bring $30 to $75, especially when certified by a respected grading service. Exceptionally preserved coins with outstanding luster, premium grades, or exceptional eye appeal occasionally realize over $100 at specialized auctions where competitive bidding takes place. While the 1963 half-crown is not among Britain's rarest coins, condition makes a tremendous difference. A carefully preserved coin will always attract stronger prices than a heavily worn example. If you own a 1963 half-crown, avoid cleaning or polishing it. Even gentle cleaning can remove the natural surface and reduce its value. Collectors almost always prefer coins with original toning and untouched surfaces. Store the coin in a protective holder or archival quality capsule to prevent scratches and environmental damage. Handle it only by the edges to avoid leaving fingerprints. If you believe your coin is exceptionally well preserved, consider having it authenticated and professionally graded. Certified coins are often easier to sell and may achieve higher auction prices because buyers have confidence in the assigned grade. Before selling, compare recent auction results rather than relying solely on asking prices found online. Actual completed sales provide a much better indication of current market value. The United Kingdom half-crown 1963 is an excellent example of Britain's rich numismatic heritage. Although it is not an extremely rare coin, it remains an important collectible because it represents one of the final years of the historic half-crown series before decimalization transformed British currency forever. And very fine condition, the coin typically has a collector value of around $3 to $10, while exceptional high-grade examples can sell for considerably more at auction. Its attractive design, historical significance, and lasting popularity ensure that it remains a favorite among collectors around the world. Next up, the United Kingdom half-crown 1951 in circulated condition. At first glance, this old silver-colored coin may seem like an ordinary piece of pocket change from the past, but many collectors are surprised to learn that certain examples can attract impressive prices at auctions. While most circulated 1951 half-crowns are common, coins with exceptional preservation, rare varieties, or outstanding eye appeal can be worth much more than their original face value. In this video, we'll explore the history of the 1951 half-crown, its unique design, why collectors still seek it today, how circulated condition affects its value, and what these coins are currently selling for in US dollars. If you're interested in British coins, rare collectibles, or hidden treasures that may still be sitting in old collections, stay with us until the end. The United Kingdom half-crown was an important part of British currency for centuries. Worth 2 shillings and 6 pence, it represented 1/8 of a pound before Britain's decimalization in 1971. The 1951 half-crown was issued during the reign of King George VI, who ruled the United Kingdom from 1936 until his death in early 1952. This makes the 1951 issue one of the final half-crowns struck during his reign, adding historical significance for collectors. The year 1951 was also notable because Britain was recovering from the hardships of World War II. The country was rebuilding its economy, industries, and everyday life. Coins from this period reflect that important chapter in British history. Unlike earlier half-crowns made from sterling silver, the 1951 issue was struck in copper-nickel, a durable alloy that resisted wear and corrosion. Millions were produced for circulation, making the date relatively common, but finding attractive examples decades later is becoming increasingly difficult. The obverse of the 1951 half-crown features the dignified portrait of King George VI, facing left. Around the portrait is the traditional Latin inscription identifying him as the King of Great Britain and the dominions beyond the seas. The portrait is admired for its elegant detail and represents one of the classic designs of modern British coinage. The reverse displays the beautiful royal shield, crowned and surrounded by an ornate garter bearing the motto Honi soit qui mal y pense, which translates to "Shame on him who thinks evil of it." The intricate shield design symbolizes the unity and heritage of the United Kingdom. Collectors appreciate the artistic craftsmanship of this reverse, especially on coins where the details remain sharp despite years of circulation. The coin measures approximately 32 millimeters in diameter, weighs 14.14 grams, and has a reeded edge. Even in circulated condition, these characteristics make it an attractive and recognizable coin among British collectors. Because the Royal Mint produced millions of 1951 half-crowns, the date itself is not considered rare. However, rarity depends on much more than mintage figures. After decades of circulation, many coins became worn, scratched, stained, or damaged. As a result, examples with strong details, attractive surfaces, and minimal wear becoming increasingly desirable. Circulated 1951 half-crown generally shows moderate wear on the king's portrait and the royal shield, but collectors still value coins with readable inscriptions, full rims, and pleasing overall appearance. While heavily worn or damaged coins usually sell for only modest amounts, exceptionally well-preserved circulated examples can command stronger prices because they are harder to find. Collectors also search for unusual minting errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and other production mistakes. These error coins are significantly rarer than normal circulation pieces and can attract competitive bidding whenever they appear at auction. So, how much is a 1951 United Kingdom half-crown in circulated condition worth today? A heavily circulated coin with noticeable wear typically sells for around $2 to $8. Coins showing average circulation but retaining attractive details generally sell for approximately $10 to $25. Better quality circulated examples with sharp designs and pleasing surfaces often reach $30 to $60 in today's collector market. Uncirculated or nearly uncirculated examples can sell for $80 to $200, depending on their quality and certification. Professionally graded coins with exceptionally high mint state grades may bring $300 or more, especially when offered through major coin auctions. If a genuine mint error or an unusually well-preserved specimen appears at auction, the final selling price can climb substantially higher. Although such examples are uncommon, they demonstrate why careful examination of older British coins is always worthwhile. If you own or are searching for a 1951 half-crown, begin by examining the overall condition. Look carefully at the portrait of King George VI, the royal shield, the lettering, and the coin's edge. Strong details usually indicate a more valuable example. Avoid cleaning the coin, even if it appears dull or dirty. Cleaning can create scratches and remove the natural surface that collectors value, often reducing the coin's market price. Store your coin in a protective holder or capsule to prevent additional wear. Research recent auction results to understand current market trends, and if you believe your coin is in exceptional condition or displays a possible mint error, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service. Certification can increase buyer confidence and may improve the coin's auction performance. The United Kingdom half-crown 1951 is much more than an old British coin. It represents the closing years of King George VI's reign and reflects an important period in Britain's post-war history. Although most circulated examples remain affordable, attractive specimens, certified high-grade coins, and rare mint errors continue to attract collectors around the world and can achieve impressive auction prices in US dollars. If you have inherited an old collection or discovered a 1951 half-crown in a box of vintage coins, don't overlook it. A careful inspection could reveal a collectible piece with greater value than expected. Next up, the fascinating 1956 United Kingdom half-crown, especially one found in rusty or heavily damaged condition. Many people assume that an old coin covered in dirt, corrosion, or discoloration has little or no value. However, that's not always true. Some vintage British coins continue to attract collectors simply because of their history, age, and place in the country's coinage system. Even if a coin has spent decades in storage, buried in the ground, or exposed to moisture, it can still be worth far more than its original face value. In this video, we'll explore the history of the 1956 half-crown, its unique features, how collectors view rusty examples, and its current auction market value in US dollars. If you're interested in rare coins or think you may own one of these classic British coins, make sure to watch until the very end. The 1956 United Kingdom half-crown was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, who had become queen just a few years earlier after the death of King George VI. The half-crown had a face value of 2 shillings and 6 pence, making it 1/8 of a British pound before decimalization. By the 1950s, Britain was rebuilding after World War II, and the country's currency reflected a new era under the young queen. The half-crown was one of the larger circulating coins of the period and was widely used in everyday commerce. Millions of these coins entered circulation, passing through countless hands in shops, markets, and banks throughout the United Kingdom. Although the denomination was eventually withdrawn after decimalization in 1971, these coins remain popular among collectors because they represent an important period in British history. One of the most attractive aspects of the 1956 half-crown is its beautiful design. The obverse features the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right, with the surrounding Latin inscription identifying her as queen. This early portrait is especially admired by collectors because it captures the beginning of one of the longest reigns in British history. The reverse displays the elegant royal coat of arms, crowned and surrounded by detailed heraldic elements representing England, Scotland, and Ireland. The craftsmanship is impressive, with fine lines and intricate details that showcase the high standards of the Royal Mint. The coin was struck in cupronickel, giving it a silver-colored appearance when new. It measures approximately 32 millimeters in diameter and weighs around 14.1 grams, making it one of the larger and more substantial British coins of its time. Even when a coin becomes rusty-looking due to environmental staining or corrosion from improper storage, many of these design elements remain visible, allowing collectors to identify the coin and assess its condition. Although the 1956 half-crown was produced in large numbers, condition plays a major role in determining collector interest. A rusty, corroded, or environmentally damaged coin is generally much less desirable than a clean, well-preserved example. Rust-like staining on cupronickel coins is often the result of environmental contamination rather than actual rust, since the metal itself does not rust like iron. Even so, collectors sometimes purchase damaged examples to fill gaps in their collections, especially if the date is clear and the major design features remain visible. Beginners often prefer affordable circulated coins before upgrading to higher-grade examples later. Coins recovered from old estates, abandoned buildings, or historical sites may also attract buyers interested in their story rather than their condition alone. Because the 1956 issue is relatively common, a rusty example is not considered particularly rare. However, unusual minting errors, exceptional provenance, or historically significant discoveries can increase collector interest and lead to higher auction prices. Let's talk about what most viewers are waiting for. The current market value. 1956 United Kingdom half-crown in rusty or heavily damaged condition generally sells for around $1 to $5, depending on how much detail remains visible. A better circulated example with readable details may bring approximately $5 to $15 USD. Very fine coins often sell for around $15 to $35, while extremely fine examples may reach $35 to $75 USD. Coins in about uncirculated condition can sometimes sell for $75 to $150, depending on eye appeal and market demand. Brilliant uncirculated coins with outstanding surfaces may sell for $150 to $300 or more through specialized dealers and auctions. Certified high-grade specimens with exceptional quality or unusual characteristics have occasionally achieved several $100s, although such examples are much less common than ordinary circulated coins. Keep in mind that auction prices change over time depending on collector demand, certification, market trends, and the overall condition of the coin. If you own a 1956 half-crown, avoid cleaning it, even if it appears dirty or stained. Cleaning can leave scratches or alter the original surface, often reducing the coin's value. Instead, store the coin in a protective holder or archival quality flip to prevent additional damage. Carefully examine both sides for unusual features, including off-center strikes, die cracks, double strikes, or other mint errors. These varieties can sometimes be worth much more than a standard coin. If you believe your coin is in exceptional condition or has a rare error, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service. A certified coin generally inspires greater buyer confidence and may achieve a stronger auction result. Research completed auction sales rather than relying only on asking prices. Comparing recent sales helps you estimate the true market value of your coin. The 1956 United Kingdom half-crown remains an interesting and collectible piece of British history. Coins naturally command much higher prices, and exceptional examples can sell for hundreds of dollars at auction. Whether you discovered one in an old collection, inherited it from a family member, or found it while searching through old coins, it's always worth taking a closer look before deciding its value. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and love learning about rare and valuable coins from around the world, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next coin value guide. Happy collecting, and we'll see you in the next video.